Hello, my name is RB Paunil, Besed English 3B, and now we are going to talk about gender studies, feminism, and queer theory. Now let's go to the what is gender study, feminism, and queer theory. The study of sex, gender, and sexuality is multidisciplinary, examining women's lives both domestically and internationally. Women's genders sexuality studies focuses on the ways in which gender interacts with other types of diversity such as race, sexual orientation, age, class, ethnicity, disability, and ethnicity. Now let's discuss the first one is the feminism theory. FP movement that called for abolition of women's suffrage in the final 10 years of the 19th century employed the term feminism, which emphasized their subjugation, one of the most powerful movement and dynamic ideologies in history. Feminism has influenced literature, politics, and every facet of society. Major literary works like Mary Wollstonecraft, A Vindication of the Rights of Women, Olive, Serene Woman and Labor, by Virginia Woolf, A Rome of One Own, and Simone de Beauvoir, The Second Sex, were among the first to be published before the 1960s. Now, there are four waves of feminism can be described in a series of waves. The first one is The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir disapproved of the notion that women's destiny is determined by their eternal feminism. Nature and denounced male supremacy. It emphasized that lack of resource, decision-making authority, and subordination of women. Despite not being written with feminism in mind at first, it continues to have significantly impact on modern feminism. Now, the second part is the sexual revolution and emergence of second wave feminism. Coincided in the 1960s when women gained control over their bodies thanks to the invention of the contraceptive pill. These feminism were more vocal than their predecessors, addressing issues such as domestic abuse, divorce, and child custody laws. Disparities in the workplace and in education. That is the one. And the third one is the understanding that sexes experience vary by race and identity. Third wave feminism adopted Kimberly Crenshaw idea of intersectionality. Feminism adopted Kimberly idea of intersectionality. Additionally, they incorporated transgender problem into their campaign and contended that gender is social determined. They persisted in their pursuit of equitable job and education opportunities, much like the second wave feminism. And the fourth one is early 21st centuries saw the emergence of fourth wave feminism, which built on previous feminism movement but is set apart by issue of technology and online activity. It addresses topics like media representation, body positivity, and combining sexist advertising. Now, there are three feminism critics. The first one is Elaine Showalter. She talks on psychodynamics of female creativity as well as history, genres, style, and structure of women writings. Showalter distinguished between two types of literary works: androtext, books written by female, and gynotext, books written by women. Literary critics such as Showalter consider literature as a collection of realities and examine literary texts with realistic perspective. And the second critic is Virginia Woolf. the claim that language is gendered forms, that the basis of her central thesis, instead of being precisely balanced and patterned like in male prose, she contends that women's sentences are characterized by the clauses being connected in a loser sequence. We can see that her idea is correct when we examine a variety of literature works in a great detail. And the third critics of feminism is Helen Sisos, was among the most significant feminism critics of her time, and that interest in the feminism interpretation of literary work. She presents two key ideas in feminism criticism: Eric a creature feminim and the love of the Medusa. A creature feminim or feminim writing is a theory that asserts that women should celebrate their writing as a manifestation of their female psychology. Now let's go to the second theory, the queer theory. Because it let's go to the introduction of queer theory. Because it emerged from variety of critical and cultural contexts, including feminism, post-structuralism, post-colonialism, and radical movements of individuals. And the gay and lesbian movements, it is challenging to pinpoint the exact origin of this theory. There is, we don't know, according to my research, queer theory doesn't have origin, where it comes, when does it start. Since queer theory is a relative new theory, its fundamental objective is to question binary thinking in the hopes of eliminating inequalities and difference. Queer theories contend that there is no fixed normal rather than shifting standards that people may or may not fit into. Now, let's talk about the nature of queer theory. According to this view, identifies are flexible. It also implies that gender is social manufactured rather than a natural phenomenon. Society shapes men and women behavior rules through culture and the media. It also discusses identity, deviation of essence. It also examines everything that deviates from the norm. Now, this is the well-known theories of the queer theory. Michael Foucault emphasized on the fast formation of sexuality within system of power and knowledge, rejecting the idea that sexuality can be precisely defined. The essay Thinking Sex by Gayle Rubin is frequently cited as one of the foundational work of theory. The third is Eve Kosofsky Swidswick notes that conception of sexuality are heavily influenced by the gender of the love partner one chooses, assuming that the most significant components of sexuality is the gender of the person one is attracted to and the gender of one possesses. And the fourth one is, in her book Gender Trouble, Judith Butler makes the case that gender-like sexuality is something that is acted out and presented as reality rather than underlying truth derived from one body. Now, let's talk about the last theory, the gender study. Now, gender study examines the intricate interaction between gender and other identification markers like race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, class, and nationality. Gender study is an interdisciplinary field. It investigates how gender affects society structure, cultural expression, and individual experience. As the field has developed throughout time, it now covers a vast range of subjects, including as the study of men identity and roles, the experience of non-binary and transgender people, and the more general idea that gender is a social construct. Now, history Now, let's talk about the history and evolution of gender studies. The women liberation movement of the 1960 and to 1970s, which fought for women's rights and questioned conventional gender norms, is where gender study got his start. Scholars started to doubt that gender was a social construct rather than a biological actuality. During this time, they maintained that gender was a complicated network of of culturally culturally produced and society reinforced meaning and behavior. The study of men's lore, roles and identities that experience of non-binary and transgender people, and more general idea that gender is a social construct have all been added to the subject of gender study over time. Now, the need for gender study in a true knowledge of human behavior of social development is highlighted by the fact that gender study nowadays incorporates ideas from wide range of academic fields including sociology, anthropology, psychology, history, literature, and more. Now, in conclusion, critical frameworks for comprehending and consequenting social norm and injustice are offered by gender studies. Feminism and queer theory, while queer theory, which has its root, its fractionalist philosophy, question binary concept of gender and sexuality. Feminism opposes patriarchy and promotes gender equality. Both seeks to challenge inflexible identities, elevate underrepresented perspective, and advance a society that is more equitable and inclusive. Now that's all about the gender studies, feminism theory, and queer theory. Thank you all for listening.